I'm working on this documentary with the guy, Matt Salkis, who did my rooftop thing, and he sent me a joke of mine from it. I'm like, I don't remember writing that joke.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I was like, oh.
And that's not that long ago. You know,
Yeah,
it's not
it
like
was-
one
it
from
was-
the early days of your career.
And it was a few months ago, yeah. I mean, I was kind of like, oh shit, I forgot about it. Like, I remembered, I just forgot. I guess I just stopped telling it.
Right.
I didn't think it was that funny, I guess.
I mean, but that's what I mean. Like, your bar for funny is probably one of the highest bars.
I don't know if that's true, because I put out a lot of shit. I mean, I definitely will, like, I do feel like the need for content has hurt everyone's acts. You know, the need.
Because you have to put so much out on
unless you're one of the-
TikTok and Instagram and like that.
Yeah, unless you're one of the chosen people, and I don't mean Jews. I mean like the people by the industry who are the chosen people.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was gonna say sometimes there's overlap. But
no. I do think the people who are like just out of the gate get specials.
yeah.
And have been like they don't have to burn stuff the way. So I feel like I've been judged sometimes by those people. Where they're like
People who got like
the people that got
like,
shit
yeah.
out of the gate, and they're like, you just put out so much, and I'm just like, yeah, this is how you have your way of making it, and I have my way of making it.
I would be if I were you.
Yeah.
And some of these people who just got like handed some shit
Yeah.
were talking down to me about comedy. I'd be
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe.
Okay,
for
good.
Sure. Yeah,
Because
I
I
think,
mean, like if you have a way in, you blow up on the internet or something, and you get an opportunity. Like that's the game, you know. Like
Yeah.
I said, people were mad about Logan Paul getting to fight Floyd Mayweather. He built himself this audience, and he's using it. Addison Rae doing that UFC thing, like she deserves it because she got 100 million fucking followers. But in certain industries, in certain ways, it's like it's like a super team as well. What Giannis just did with the Bucks is more important than a super team ring.
Yeah.
So like if you get handed a Netflix special because you went viral on TikTok or something, cool. But don't come talk to me about like joke writing and material and shit because I'm doing it the real way.
I think they have that insecurity too. I think everyone's dealing with that shit. Everyone's like,
You gotta know, right? You gotta know. If that was me, I would be so open about it. In my act, I'd be like, I know that, you know, I don't have a 25-year resume behind me, and I'm not like the best in the game yet, but like I'm here, blah, 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 blah.
But there's also a lot of people. But there's also a lot of
know.
people who got specials out of the gate who do the social media thing because they know it's important. Because they know they have to stay relevant. So I do think, you know, yeah, I definitely got some judgment for self-releasing specials from comics who are friends of mine.
That's the most fucking honorable thing to do.
I think they were kind of like. Yeah, but a lot of people, if you've had a lot of success your whole career, you don't realize that you have to circumvent the industry. I think there are people who have had so much where they're just like, you're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
You're not going to get paid $400,000 for a special you put out. And I'm like, well, you make the money on the road. Like, they don't understand that you have to, get creative with how you release the special as well as just so.
So they just kind of lose touch with the world, basically?
If you just know HBO and Netflix specials your whole career or whatever, you have a marketing machine behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you not only have the marketing machine, you have prestige behind you. And I think a lot of people, you know, who go the YouTube route or who go, social media, do other stuff, you're kind of sacrificing that prestige for eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. Because I think, to me, it's like, well, working it means I'm a comic. Like
yeah,
the fact that I can work the clubs I want to work on the road and people come out, to me, that's more exciting than being like, you know, oh shit, here's a Webby nomination or whatever.
Right.
Or, you know,
I got a bunch of views on this TikTok. It's like, all right, cool, but I can go sell these clubs out. I can work in any city. People. Physically
but
come
it
out.
is, of course, it does hurt your ego a little bit at a certain point. But you're also kind of like, what did sure, the industry gets things right. Of course they do. They also get things wrong. It's just that's just how it goes.
So that it sounds to me like you're like at peace with.
Yeah,
but was there a point where you were just like, fuck this whole industry?
Oh, yeah,
because like
I think every post of mine was like, eat shit. I got this many views. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, I said the same thing with Mark. Like,
Norman and I talked about this a lot.
You guys have the goods. Like, there are definitely people who are like, fuck the system, fuck Netflix, fuck Amazon. I'll prove it. I put it out on my own, and it's like, well, you did like, I don't know, 100,000 views, which is good. It's fine. Yeah. But you guys are. It's like you proved the industry wrong. You have enough views that it was like you clearly got this wrong.
But then I'm sure a lot of them are still like, we're still good.
Definitely.
You know?
They're not losing sleep over it. But it is, from your point of view, you can say, you got it wrong.
Well, I think
This
Mark
is
Norman,
liked
Joe
enough.
List, I think our specials were quality. I think they're great comics. I think, so I think comics, it gives comics hope maybe that they're like, well, maybe we don't feel picked, but we can do our own thing. So
I said you guys should make the Avengers of like real comics. you guys have like a 5-man
I think I'm Hawkeye
team.
of that group.
Who would be the who's like the Captain America of that
I
group?
don't know.
I'm not just blowing smoke. I feel like you were the first one that I know that really did it that well.
No, Schultz did it before me, and
Did he?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well,
Schultz was long before me. Yeah,
but he was using YouTube, but I feel like
I think Schultz did a special on there as well.
Yeah. All right. So you guys being the
we kind of, it was funny. I mean, we kind of went the other. Like Schultz went from YouTube to Netflix, and I feel like we all went from like the other way. Like Mark and I and Joe, like we all sold our specials out of the gate.
Right.
Joe did a half hour on Netflix. Mark and I did our specials on Comedy Central. We all did half hours on Comedy Central, and then we're kind of like, well, people are watching Andrews, they're not watching ours. You know?
Well, there's always going to be some level of like just better or more popular or whatever.
Everyone's got their own route, right?
But it's working for you guys in the sense. Are you going to turn around and Schultz was like, Netflix is dead, fuck it, and then Netflix comes around with the price.
But
right.
I loved it. I loved that he did
go.
that. I think that was great.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can say like fuck the man, but when the man comes along with a big check, you're like, okay, let's do it, and there's no shame in that.
But he still got the other stuff.
Yes.
That's the cool thing. Is like he's
not
like,
like
yeah,
he
now
stop doing it.
For him, it's like, well, now I exist in this other world.
Right.
So I'm just,
and he also probably has more leveraging and negotiating power than anybody. It's like, yeah, I'll do it for you.
But I think it's cool to do it all. I like that. I also think, you just have to keep going, and wherever the work lives, it lives. But like, I don't do this for where the work lives. I do this for the work.
Yeah, you keep doing like the work is your. You actually like the work. I think that's the difference.
No, I
you like
love
the
what I
craft,
do.
you like the joke writing. Because if you don't really love it, and the industry is kind of fucking you or putting up roadblocks where you're not really deserved, it's like, I don't think you could persevere. I think you would stop.
It is like winning a lottery ticket. I think people don't realize that. Like when people are like, "Why didn't I sell this?" And you're like, "It's almost like winning the lottery." Like how many people get shit that quickly? It's hard.
That's why I think you guys are the sickest fucks. I think comics are so
You better
deranged.
love this. You better love this. Or you better learn to love it. Or you better do something else. Because it is like I think of like the amount of flights I've been on. Like my neck will never get better.
No,
like, I have neck
done.
problems, and like it'll never heal because I just am on a flight every week.
Forever. I mean,
and you're lugging bags.
Literal things like that are physically going to like change you and harm you for the rest of your life. For this
I see dudes who are like
forget
bent
about
in
mentally.
half.
Forget about.
You see the dudes in New York who are like bent in half. I'm like, that's a comic. Like whether
I can see you coming a mile away because you're literally like you're like devolving back into like a primate.